So if you ever wonder what it would be like for the room light to be off when we're recording, this would be it. Anyway, I don't know why I'm doing this. I was just lazy to turn on the lights. Okay, give me a second. Okay, that should be good. Uh yeah, hi. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Expanse reaction. This is Rod Live, and my name is Matt. So last time on the Expanse, we had the Seventh Man, where we had some stuff going on with Anderson Doss. He actually kidnapped the scientist. What was the name of the scientist? Like, goddamn it, I had it and then I forgot just now. So yeah, he kidnapped the crazy emotionless scientist. Amos might also be an emotionless robot now. We don't know that, so we're maybe gonna get some more conclusion on that part of the story this episode, hopefully. But yeah, he kidnapped him just as James Holden was about to kill him, because he was like, nobody should use this doctor, because nobody should have any power over the proto molecule, which is a fair assumption. But situation is kind of bad because Naomi did save a sample of the proto molecule. Like, she lied about destroying it, so it's out there. The scientist might be able to locate it by listening to it, and Anderson Dawes may be able to take it, which is like the worst person to have it. So that's what was going on that end of the story. We also had Gunny, Bobby, Roberta. I think those three are accurate. I think those three are correct. But we had her being the only surviving member of the fuckery that happened at Ganondorf. So she survived, and they tried to get information out of her about what actually happened. And she said that something happened with the Seventh Man, which was a humanoid creature that didn't have any suits, and it was just out there in space, and that's the thing that killed everyone. Nobody believed that. So they just said, all right, you're going to go to this Earth meeting, whatever, and you're going to say that your team shot first in the confusion of like your communications being down, so you shot first, and that's what happened. And she's like, that's bullshit, that's not what happened. And they go, well, I don't care. You're going to do it, okay? So that's what was going on that end of the story. By the way, I want to bring up, because at this point, people have brought up this several times, and it's the fact that I wasn't paying that much attention to what actually happened at the end of 2 episodes ago. What was the name of that episode? I'm actually gonna... Was it Paradigm Shift? I think it was. I'm not gonna check. Fuck it, I'm lazy. But I think it was Paradigm Shift. When the fuckery at Ganymede happened, people were like, you weren't paying enough attention to what happened at the very end. And previous episode, I actually brought up that I rewatched that a little bit, and I got a better view of what happened. And then people again on Patreon said, like, hey, look that scene again, because pretty much everything that happens in that scene is important. And I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know, man. Like, I literally don't know. I can only look at it and I can tell you what I saw, but I'm not gonna be able to pierce together what actually happened. So there was the creature, there was a droid, the floating droid, whatever. The droid made like a light, and then the creature glue blue, and then we didn't see what happened. Everything went light in front of Gunny, and then she rolled out of the way. That is the sequence of events of that final like 5 seconds. And I don't know what the fuck the drone thing is. I don't know what the light is. I don't know what the other light is. I don't know what happened to the creature. I don't know what happened to Gunny. Those are all things that I can look at, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I can only see things, but I can't know everything. So I'm not gonna. And that's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. Like, I said some shit previous episode. Like, the first thought you can have is like, maybe she got possessed by the creature, or not even possessed, but the creature is somehow inside of her, something like that, using her as a host, like a parasite. That was the first thought, but I'm not even confident in that. That was just a random thing that I said. But like, I can say random things like that. I just don't know what's gonna be of it. I guess we can think of like, so there are two mysteries about it. That are the main mysteries, which is like, first of all, I don't know what the fuck the drone is. I don't know if the drone was actually playing for that to happen. I think the guy in the previous episode said that there was no drone, so maybe there was like a Black Ops drone going on there. But like the one thing that I even brought in that episode is the fact that so ships showed up and shot and destroyed the main ship where Gunny and her team were in, and like everyone got killed, including like the bald commander guy. He got shot from the back. And they were attacked by spaceships, I think. So that is one of those things where it's like, well, clearly there is a group here. And my first thought, I think it was like Jupiter's Mao, because we haven't seen him in a while. Like he got allied with someone and then they did that shit. Like I don't know. Maybe I said he's in cahoots with the Mars people. That could be a thing. And maybe this is like a cover up from Mars to Martians. That would be fucked. So maybe that's a possibility. We don't know that. We really don't know anything, man. Well, it would make sense because we're antagonizing those like two Martians that are forcing Gunny to go and say that they shot first. So maybe that. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe we'll get answers this episode. So yeah, without further ado, we should just go. So yeah, The Expanse season 2, episode 8. Let's go. I'm actually gonna move the microphone a little bit closer. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we can hang with that one. Is this still Pierce now? I didn't get a good look at his face. Oh no! This is what I saw. This is right. This is Ganymede. What the fuck is about to happen to this chick? To this girl? What happened? Well, they got killed by delivery. Is this man alive? What is this? Water? Or some shit? Nope. It was shiny. And light blue. Ganymede refugee ship and the belt. Okay. The man we just saw is gonna be like, my girl? Does anyone what happened to my girl? Is this guy gonna be a character?
I'm looking for my daughter. Looking for my daughter May. Is she here?
So no child. She didn't survive. Or she's not here. That's not gonna stop him.
Doris.
So he got it rough. He got it rougher than everybody, maybe. See, he's been out for a while. He does have some major injuries and stitches. I like this. I like these characters.
Just sip it.
She was at a doctor's appointment at the clinic in Sector 4.
Did she get there? We didn't see her.
So sorry.
Well.
Half the mirror came down on Sector 4.
Well then.
May's gone.
No.
Poor guy. They can say Anderson Dawes fucked us because he took something that you were hiding from everyone else already. And Anderson Dawes is gonna be like, Fred Johnson has been hiding you what he knew of this, like, blue shit.
Let me check my pockets.
Trusted you, you little shit.
I need your Chester to no belt to do. Then go back for your real home. Doll's gonna be fist for the belt.
Of course they're gonna side with him.
You don't get to tell me who to kill.
God damn it.
Dawes' ship was a diversion.
Yeah, no shit.
But why did you let that shit get
I
out?
was in the skiff lockdown,
Yeah.
Lamps were released manually at the berth.
so Dawes obviously had inside help. So that's it. They're just gone.
He did have inside help. And I'm pretty sure it was you, Trump.
We lost track.
Who is in charge of security at this goddamn station?
That would be me.
Interesting.
Say what you mean.
Either you're doing an incredibly shitty job or you're no longer in control of the people who work for you.
That's enough.
Party message for you. You're from DOS.
In the office.
Wait here. Ever since I found you broken, looking for redemption under a belt and knife, I have tried to teach you the belt away. I have failed. You told us that when you destroyed Protogen, the Earth Corp responsible for killing so many of our brothers and sisters on Eros, that you destroyed all its secrets as well. There was nothing left for us to fear. But instead,
This is where the Naomi dirt comes off.
you preserved what you could of this terrible new weapon and took it back to Tycho with you.
Or is he talking about the scientist?
We have taken to you as a brother, but this is the Urta in you still. We do not want to live under anyone's boot, Frey Johnson. Asilic taught you, afraid that if we disobey, we will have our air cut off, our water ration, be spaced, or be herded into chambers to be used like animals. This is the way it has been until now. No more.
Dawes was counting on everyone hearing this, not just Fred. Because he's talking to everyone else. Because he's trying to put everyone against him.
So where are we headed?
We're rendezvousing with another transport to offload some of us.
Everything I had was there.
Well,
There's no point in going back.
is he gonna become a character? That would be fun.
The terraforming project could always use more agritechs.
Trying to bring him with you. What are you two?
We know a lot more than Dawes.
And how long is that gonna last?
Yeah.
The proto-molecule was talking to him.
What does that mean?
The same way Eros was talking. Cortazar was scanning the system for signals like that. He found one.
Where?
He was still trying to figure it out. He only heard it once. After Eros burned up.
You didn't mention any of this.
There wasn't any time.
Are you gonna come clean?
Cortazar must have been using the station's antennae free scan. If you give me access to the antenna control logs, I might be able to figure out where he was looking.
Is he gonna destroy it now, finally? Torpedo active. Launch torpedo. No.
Hey, sorry, I didn't tell you there was more of it out there.
Why didn't you?
I knew how you'd feel. I didn't want to argue about it.
There's gonna be some arguing. Amos, what happened? Are you a robot now? He's injured on his lip, by the way. Is he having an emotional breakdown? So like the opposite of what I thought? Yeah, they're sharing this among themselves.
This is the way it has been until now.
This is the episode where Fred Johnson gets overtaken, possibly killed.
All Inas, you all go for Earth, for Mars. You come, Sasake, or the ship dock with us. Good ship.
You know we'll be competing for the same job, right?
Am I wondering, are these people lying?
No.
I'm going to Mars.
You're not Duster Bird.
No, I'm going with my friend.
We're traveling together.
Inas only.
I guess I could stay.
No, it's okay. I'll join you as soon as I can.
Well,
Come, no time for waste.
all those people are gonna die. Or they're being traded as slaves or something. Or they're all gonna die. Because the only character that needs to survive through this is this guy. So, just to make it more tragic or some shit. Not even. Not even. They're just gonna kill him. They're just gonna raw space him, kill him. Because it's easier. It saves air. It saves rations. You're all dead.
as wreck Ganymede. Built a life first from now on. You lucky belter loader.
I was like, they're all gonna die, but I was waiting for them to be like shot or some shit for no reason. No, they just got spaced off. Why didn't I think of that? That's like a horror shot. That's terrible.
If Fred believes we need to make an example of that stupid child, he will. Fred serves the best interests of the belt.
Dawes seems to think different.
Does. Has always had a unique way of seeing the world.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Used to work for him.
I still don't know what any of these two feel about anything.
When he found Fred in a bar on Ceres.
Okay.
Drunk.
Okay.
Lost. An Earther outcast.
I like her.
The blood of the belters he slaughtered on Anderson Station.
I like her eyes right now.
Death.
It's like
He would have welcomed it.
vertical lines.
Does. Spoke to him. Showed him a different path.
Must have been quite the conversation.
It was more than talk.
Shout came from Ganymede. There's protomolecule on Ganymede Station.
Okay. Ganymede. So that thing was protomolecule, I'm sure. That also means that there is a possibility that that one guy that we saw is infected. Anyone is infected, really.
The protomolecule is out in the world now. We just have to accept that and figure out how to deal with it.
Should we just give all the information to the public? Because we do have like video logs and shit from Phoebe, right? So like, I mean, if people don't want to believe us, then that's fine. Eventually they will, though. Yeah, they're planning a coup d'etat. Yeah, okay, the dude is here. They're probably gonna want to talk to him because he's a survivor from Ganymede, right?
I need help.
Excuse me?
I need help.
Are you sick?
No, it's a crime. I need to report a crime.
Okay, what happened?
I came in on crew. They threw a bunch of people out in the airlock. Everyone from Earth and Mars. They said they were going to take them home, but they threw them out the airlock.
They don't care.
What ship were you on?
I don't know.
Okay, can you give me a name?
Okay.
Who did it?
No, I don't know.
Was there anybody else with you?
She's dead. Look, you gotta do something, please.
He doesn't know anything.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Bernie, here you go. This for you.
That's Alex. I want him to become a character so bad.
Who here was on Ganymede when the battle broke out?
Okay, now just ones with advanced degrees in genetics, biology.
It can't be this easy.
There's no reason for him to hide. He was working in a clinic as a pediatrician.
The girl, May, and the dude and the dad is right here. Yeah. Oh my God, he's a lead.
I want you to draw up a station-wide ration plan.
There we go. Don't die, drummer. Don't die, Fred. Drummer got a 2K. Nice.
Put it down!
No one else needs to die.
What are they looking at? Oh, the memorial. A memorial wall. Oh, he's uploading. Oh, and it's like a 3D picture too. It's like a render. That's nice. I like this character a lot. Sad dad that has lost more than anyone ever should.
Your Praxida came in.
Stop. Why?
Station business. Back off.
Why so aggressive?
Settle down, you're gonna get hurt, okay?
He's just a sad dad.
I promise I won't say anything to anyone. Just please don't hurt me.
What do you know about Dr. Lawrence Strickland?
He's my daughter's pediatrician. He helps me with my research sometimes. He's a very gifted geneticist.
Oh, okay. So he did do something to your research probably then. Oh yeah, he did have that one thing.
It's just a soybean.
It's a protomolecule soybean, right?
Botanist.
Well, we're gonna nuke something, so that sucks.
You can launch the missiles too, me Pensa, huh?
She also knows the ghost, that's true.
Show us.
Okay.
Join us.
I work for Fred.
That's not a kill shot. Not yet. Baltimore, Lydia Maloof. Earth. What happened to you, man?
You know what your problem is?
I'd like to.
I'm gonna tell you. Your problem is the only person you give a shit about is yourself.
A little bit.
Isn't that most people's problems? If they're being honest? Because I don't feel like it, Alex.
You don't feel like it, really? That's your answer? You don't feel like it? That's not good enough, Amos.
Are they gonna fight?
That's not good enough.
Amos gonna throw a punch or something.
We help each other. That's what people do. We help. That's why we have a civilization.
I like this, Alex.
So why don't you help your family?
What?
They're right there on Mars where you left them.
God damn you. You gonna throw that in my face? Oh, Jesus! Amos! Amos!
I don't want to fight you, Alex. Please don't make me. Because if we do, who's going to fly the ship?
What happened to you?
Did he actually turn into a robot?
The hangar base where Fred Johnson stashed all the nukes.
Yeah, okay.
Why didn't you do that?
They're being open.
Smart.
Prepare to launch.
My daughter May was with him. She had an appointment at the clinic. I had some work to do, so I couldn't go with her. I should have gone with her.
What if she's the monster?
Parents remotely monitor their children from anywhere, right?
Oh, is that right?
You have children of your own.
No. Could you please show us whatever you can of May?
Strickland took her out of the clinic.
Yeah? What if she's the monster, bro?
This was nearly an hour before the mirror fell.
Yeah?
Your daughter might still be alive.
Your daughter might be the monster. She might be protomoleculed up.
You're going again. You need to find Dr. Strickland.
I'm going with you. He's gonna come with it.
Please take me with you.
Yeah, of course he is. New party member?
We got a serious goddamn problem here.
Those missiles won't do you any good.
They're going to do the same as you. Give them right back for Earth.
Earth's not.
They're gonna send the nukes back at you, dude.
Just more oxygen for the fire.
The war goes on.
Belter revolution.
Oh my. I think Amos did turn into a robot, maybe.
Kill the oxygen now.
Almost there.
So they're all gonna suffocate. The biggest one at risk of death here is Drummer. Well, maybe they will all just go unconscious, and then we can turn it back on, drop in, and take a... Good job, Fred!
Get that gun.
Okay, did we round up and... Oh my god. Fuck yeah. I'm not even against that.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have done that, but I don't even hate it.
You're coming with us to find your little girl? It's a good reason.
I need to ask you something.
Would you be upset if I told you?
You found Cortazar missing after that. Why did you?
I went there to kill him. I'll do whatever it takes to prevent another error.
Yeah, he did that.
You're not an executioner.
He defended Miller when he killed Dresden. How is this any different?
It's different because it's you, not a murderer.
I need you to remind me who I am so I can come back. I love you through it all.
Every single scene about this two is...
No more secrets.
It's very...
I know we've had our differences.
But if you find the proto-molecule on Ganymede Station,
I sure as hell ain't gonna bring it back to you.
well, don't bother to come back here at all. You will no longer be welcome on Tycho Station.
You still think you're gonna be in charge when I get back? You said it yourself, the game has changed. Whether any of us like it or not.
Is he gonna send it?
You're just not a part of it anymore.
You're free to go.
End of episode. Okay. All right, that was a very good episode. I really like what they did with Tycho here. They were essentially organizing. Would it be a coup d'état? I felt like it was, but it wasn't. They just wanted the nukes, but I assumed that after that they would just kill Fred Johnson anyway and just take over, right? That's what I would assume. But I really like how that got resolved. So, okay, I need to dial it back a little bit. So at the very beginning of the episode, we see, and I like that I actually put that together because it gave me this emotion, which is at the very beginning. Wait, actually, I'm trying to think about the time frame of things, because at the very beginning, like I actually didn't think too hard about it until just now. But at the very beginning, we start and we see this new character. I don't remember his name. This botanist man that was working at Ganymede, and we see him. He's just doing his job, just chilling. And then we see a girl, and she's actually doing this motion off the wall. And I'm just like, what is she doing? And then I'm like, oh shit, this looked like space. And I saw her doing this out of a window. And I remember that, and because I pointed this out, is that 2 episodes ago on the, what was the name of the fucking episode? Paradigm Shift, I think. We saw that when Gunny and her team were looking at like a dome in Ganymede, there was someone doing this motion, and I thought maybe they were asking for help. Maybe that is our cue that something bad was happening at the dome. I'm looking at this scene at the very beginning again, and the man sees her doing this out of the window. I even see Gunny's team right there. I just saw it. But then the girl disappears, doesn't she? Like, I'm seeing it again. Just now it's happening right in front of me. I'm seeing it. She disappears out of reality. And then everything falls. So this is the confusing part to me. And I don't know if they're going to explain. I mean, they should, because otherwise, what the fuck? Because unless there is some kind of like time skip happening that was just smoothing it out for the sake of viewing. But, like, okay, so that sequence of event doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Because from Gunny's point of view, she saw that happening. They saw like a drone, and then they just talk a little bit, and then they saw all of them and running and shooting or whatever, and then everything fell apart, right? From the botanist man point of view, he sees his girl just chilling, and she's like, hey, look at me. And then she disappears out of reality, and then he looks up and everything's falling on him. That might just be a time skip happening when she disappears, because then he goes, she was at a different place. She was at like the pediatrician with this random guy that I don't know what his name is, but that guy. So I think there is a time skip when that child like vanishes. I don't know why they did it like that, because it just makes it more confusing. Because I feel like a lot of what the show does is confusing to anyone watching this. Because it only makes sense after the fact. And after they show you enough. But what this show does every time is that they show you something that will make sense, but you have no idea what you just watch right away. The first time, you have no idea what the fuck happened. And anyone watching the show as a normal show, like, that's the thing. Is it like, and this even happened with the end of Paradigm Shift, is that people that know, they will point out and go like, hey, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure something happened there, but I don't know. I'm just watching this for the first time, man. But that's the only reason why it's like that is because this show just shows you a lot, and a lot matters, but none of it is given the attention as if it would matter. So you're consistently, like, for example, when Naomi didn't launch the torpedo, I remember reading like simulation, and that is essentially everything you need to know that she didn't actually launch the torpedo. It was just a simulation. But even then, I didn't know what the fuck happened, because the show doesn't explain it to you. It's not in your face about it. And that is one of those things that you're just supposed to into with like what little they show you, because they don't bring attention to any of it until later, right? And in this scene, when the child literally vanishes and then things fall apart, I'm like, did a time skip happen there? Or is that supposed to be some bullshit that I am supposed to pay attention to? I'm just gonna assume that a time skip happened there. Because the man says that the child went like a couple hours earlier to the pediatrician, and then the pediatrician took her out of the room like an hour before the things fell. So that scene, there is a time skip in between when he's just working and then when things fall. Okay? Maybe it's supposed to be like a dream. Like the man was dreaming because he was dreaming because that fell and then he wake up. Well, maybe it wasn't a dream. It was just like transition, whatever. I really like this new character. I don't know his name. Well, people on Patreon are going to tell me. For now, I'm just going to refer to him as like the botanist. So the botanist, I really like him because he just fits the archetype of like sad dad. And that's a good character archetype. I really like that character in stories sometimes because he's just a super nice guy. At least he appears to be. He's just doing his job. He's just a botanist. He's just like, man, I love doing some good old botanica. And then the moon explodes and everyone dies, including his child. And he's just wakes up in like a transport ship and it's like, man, what happened? And it's like, well, the moon got fucked. Ganymede got destroyed. I know you were born and raised there, and that's all you ever known. Yeah, that's gone. So you have nothing left. And then there was that one woman who he may or may not have had a story with because they seem to be close to some degree. I thought that maybe they were friends. Maybe they were more something than that at some point. I don't know. So they were close. And then the woman was like, you can come out with to Mars with us. It's gonna be cool. Because they always need a new like bioengineers or like whatever the fuck their actual field of expertise is, botanica. They always need people like that for the I don't remember the name of it, but the project in order to make Mars greener, make it more like Earth. So they're all like, yeah, they always need people like that. So maybe we'll go to Mars. I have some family there. You can come with me. And the dude was like, didn't think about it, and then eventually he was like, all right, I'm coming, And then, and he's gonna go, because the people in the ship, they were reluctant to help all of these people because it's like, we're giving them a lot of resources that we could use. So they just said, all right, so there's this like Martian ship, we're sending you there. So yeah, all Martian people come with us. You're gonna go there. Not all Martian, all inners. All inners, you're gonna go on this ship and you're gonna go there and they're gonna take you there, whatever. And the dude is like, all right, I'm coming. So he's going. He's like, oh man, I can't wait to be a botanist on Mars. And then they go like, no, you don't. Only inners. And it's like, but I'm going with my friend. It's just the two of us. And he's like, no, only inners. And it's like, okay, I'll just meet you later. I'll get there and I'll join you later. And they go like, yeah. And then we had that scene when the woman the woman and the dude are like to like the glass. They're just looking at each other like smiling, which was a weird scene because I'm like, this man just went through some of the craziest shit ever. He must be so fucking depressed that he just got told your child died and everything you've ever known also got destroyed. So the fact that they were like floating and smiling at each other, that immediately told me they are gonna die. Something bad is gonna happen in this scene, because that's the only reason why this scene would be like treated as if it was good or happy. And I was like, some no is gonna happen, and I thought they were gonna get shot or something, but no, they just got spaced. They just told them, yeah, we're gonna move you to another transport ship. They come in to pick you up, and then they're like, oh man, I can't wait to get picked up. And then no, space, you're dead. And I don't know why I didn't think of that. That makes sense because again, like the dude afterwards said, it's like from now on, it's just the Belters and everyone else. You know, like we only take care of our own. The only people that matter are us, the Belters. You know, so they just space every person from Earth, every person from Mars, because fuck you, you're just another mouth to feed, and you're not a Belter like us. So you don't understand the struggle I'm on. So the dude got saved because he's a Belter, and it must be terrible to just like this mass murderer standing right in front of you. This mass murderer ship that just kill everyone you maybe known or maybe didn't, but just like 50 people right in front of you, just no problem. He's just like, all right, you're lucky. You live because you're a Belta Loda. And it's like, and he just sadly walked into like a room or some shit. And I can't imagine how fucked that must be. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't just take action against the ship. You're dead too, you know? And he's already going through enough. So that just adds more into the sad dad part of the story. He's just sad now. He's just even sadder than he was before. And I like that then he gets to Taiko Station. And I like that he got to Taiko Station and he's now part of like the plot. That's good. I like that, because when they were giving him like more scenes, I was like, oh, is it gonna matter? And it's like, yeah, he did. And I'm like, good. This is like one of my favorite characters now, or my favorite. Like, I just love this character. Like, this just nice guy. He's just chilling, and everything fell apart, and now he's just depressed, and he's just like, I want to see what happened to my daughter. Because that's good. That's cool. So he gets to Taiko, and the first thing he does is just like, I need to report a crime, some fucked up shit happened, and the woman is like, oh, what happened? And it's like, they killed him, they kill every inner, like, Earther and Martian people, like, the people on the ship, they just spaced them, all of them, and it's like, okay, what was the name of the ship? I don't know. What was the name of those people? Do you know any of them? I don't know. Okay, that was bad. That was a terrible thing that happened, and I'm sorry you had to live through it, but focus on surviving. Because that's kind of like the only thing we have here. This show is fucked. So then the dude is just like alone in Taiko. Everything's fucked. And he has nothing. It's like, alright. That's bad. Alright, so then on the other side of the story, Anderson Dawes sends a message to Fred Johnson. And I think that Dawes sent that message with the purpose of everyone hearing it, which means that he was a step ahead of Fred Johnson, because so he sent a message, and drummer was like, let's watch it inside of like the office room, so it's just the two of us. And then Fred was like, no, play it, you know, with that badass voice that he only has. And then he played it in front of everybody. And that one guy in the control room, he just looked at it and he was like, man, Fred Johnson's kind of a chode. So then he leaked that message into the more radical faction of the OPA in Taiko that was there. We've seen that one bearded guy a couple of times already. We saw that he was a little bit like extreme, and he was a little bit of a follower to Anderson Dawes. So he leaked it to them, and then they go like, "Oh yeah, man, that Fred Johnson, let's fuck him up. He's hiding some, he has some whatever nukes. Let's go." So a minor coup d'état happens, like a small strike team of like 4 people goes in. And they just go into the control room and they just started blasting, you know? Drummer immediately takes out 2 of them, just like, pop, headshot, done. But then the piece of shit guy, the one guy that was in the control room, he actually gets a gun on drummer here. And then she's like, all right, and she just dropped the gun. And then Fred Johnson is like, nobody else needs to die. I just really love Fred Johnson's voice. I wish I could do it. But so that happens. And then I like that they were like, all right, we're going to use the nukes. We're just going to nuke everything. And that thought process is like so stupid, by the way, because it's like, we're just going to nuke those Earthers. And Fred Johnson is like, you know, they have defense systems, right? Like, if you even throw like 30 nukes at them, they're going to get destroyed. Like, they're not going to do anything. They can just detect it, they're going to destroy them. And it's like, maybe not all of them. Then Fred Johnson goes like, you also know that they're going to destroy Tycho too. They're just going to nuke us back. And then the dude is like, and that's just more fuel to the fire, ma. And it's like, all right then. So that's what we're doing then. We're just going to run into our deaths. We're going to kill, like, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a number of like 500,000 people that are living on the station. Something like that. We're just going to kill all of these people here just because you want to prove that you have a big dick. And the dude is like, yeah, man. And it's like, all right. So that's cool. They shot Drummer, and I was worried for her because I really do like her as a character. I think she's a badass. She proved this episode too. So they shot her, and I was like, okay, that's not a kill shot. That's not a kill wound. She's fine. Just don't worry about it. So, and they just trying to get the codes from Fred or from Drummer. And I like that Drummer proved to have this loyalty to Fred Johnson, because here's the thing, is that like we saw her with Anderson Dawes a little bit, and we didn't get to see the end of that Anderson Dawes interaction or meeting or whatever the fuck happened there. And I still think that something happened there, because they very intentionally didn't show us. So maybe she's still kind of in league with Dawes, but in this episode there were a couple scenes that made me think that she is not. Because there was a moment when she's just asking Naomi, just like, what did Fred ever do to you, you know? And then she also mentioned, and there was a little bit of a backstory dropped in here regarding Fred Johnson and Dawes, and it's the fact that apparently Dawes is the person that even gave Fred Johnson a chance and the power that he has right now. That's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. Because apparently, so Fred Johnson and Dawes met at a bar, and Fred Johnson was just in the belts, just drunk off his ass, just like, I wanna die, because of what he did. And Dawes was like, no, you're not gonna die. I'm assuming Dawes has been playing for the long game in some way, and he was like, I'm gonna use you as a pawn. Because I think that's the kind of person Dawes is. But apparently Drummer was there too when that happened. So it's like, okay, interesting. I want to know how that went down, actually. Yeah, I think that Naomi said, like, that must have been a hell of a conversation, a hell of a talk. And Drummer said it wasn't just a talk. So something happened there, maybe. I want to know what that would be about. That would be pretty nice. So, yeah. Then, yeah, like, I was talking about her loyalty, and it's the fact that they would go like, Drummer, you know the codes too, right? And it's like, yeah, she did, but then she didn't want to give them up, and she's like, I work for Fred. Here's the thing, though. Now that I'm thinking about it. The fact that she didn't give them the codes doesn't necessarily mean that she's working for Fred. Maybe she had orders from somebody else. But like, okay. No, because if I go down this route, I would need to say that Anderson Dawes was like 7 steps ahead of the game, like 8 Yomi levels in, you know, because he would be like, because, okay, I'm operating on the assumption that Anderson Dawes sent that message so then there would be a coup d'etat against Fred Johnson. If I go down that thought process, and the only reason why I'm going to mention it is because I think that this show is stupid enough for this to happen, and it's the fact that maybe he did that in order for Fred to trust Drummer even harder because she proved herself here, so then she could betray him. Done. If that happens, I'm thinking full credit for it, okay? Full credit. I don't think it's gonna happen though. So I think I'm just looking into it too much. Whenever you start thinking about Yomi levels, it's not even Yomi levels, but I like referring to them as such. Yomi is the Japanese word for whenever you are thinking in the mind of the enemy, and if you think what he's thinking is like 1 level. And if you're thinking what he's thinking, what you're thinking, is like 4, and so on and so forth, right? That's the Yomi level game. I think that as soon as you go past like 2, it's impossible. As soon as you go past like 1, it's like a little bit iffy, but like no. So I don't think that would be the case. If it was, I would give a clap to the show for being as stupid as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I really like, by the way. That's like my favorite show. So me saying this show could be stupid is not talking bad about it. I actually enjoy that, but I'm not saying it even is. I'm just saying my theory about it is because that's where my brain is at. Anyway, I like Drummer. I'm just hoping that. So that's the thing, is that whenever I like a character, I'm just waiting for that character to just suck at some point, because every character in the show is flawed. Like Holden has proved to have a couple flaws. Naomi has proved to have a couple flaws and done some stupid shit. Miller is almost exclusively flawed, which is why I think he's such an honest character, and I actually really like Miller for that. And so the 2 characters that I'm looking at that I really like right now, and I'm just waiting for them to do something bad, would be Drummer and the botanist man that we just met this episode, and Alex. Alex is good. Alex is really good. But Alex, it feels like he's so pure. I don't think Alex is gonna do something fucked. That's gonna come bite me right in the ass as I say that, because I don't trust the show. Nothing is sacred in the show. So I don't know, maybe a Caesar from now, Alex is just gonna shoot Amos right through the head for, I don't know, an accident. I don't know, something like stupid like that. Speaking of Amos might be a robot now. We didn't get confirmation on that. So we saw Amos and he was like gone, and there was like a noise effect, or lack of noise effect actually, when Alex was just talking to Amos and Amos just wasn't listening. So maybe that was an indicative of where Amos' state of mind was in, or maybe something about where Amos' hearing was in. You know, maybe Amos is kind of fucked and he wasn't hearing very well. We don't know that. Anyway, later we see that a lot of shit is happening, and Amos is not participating in any of it. And Alex is just like, dude, we need your help. What the fuck are you doing? And he's like, dude, it's like, that's your main flaw, is the fact that the only person you care about is yourself. And then Alex says something cool, which was something along the lines of like he's defending the idea of helping people, because that's what we do. We are a community. That's what a community does. We take care of others. We take care of each other. You know, like a very, very nice thing to say. And then Amos is like, why don't you take care of your family then? And it's like, why would you bring them up, dude? Why are you being such an asshole? And then Amos just fucking chokeslams him into a table and starts just like about to kill him almost. And Alex is like, Amos, chill down. What the fuck, dude? It's not the first time he does this, by the way. And then he releases him and he's like, don't let's not fight, because if I kill you, then we would fly the ship. And Alex is like, what the fuck? And that to me is a very pragmatic, like, not even, is pragmatic the right word? For someone that has no emotion and just focuses on the practicality of things. I guess so, but like, it's 100% just practical, because it's like, I cannot kill Alex because he's our pilot. And if I kill our pilot, then we cannot do the things that we're supposed to do. There's no other reason why I should keep Alex alive. Just because he's a pilot. That's the only reason why that matters, honestly. It's like, wow, really? So maybe he did turn into an emotionless robot because of that. The reason I thought he didn't, and the reason why I think he still might not be, is because he did like one sarcastic, snarky remark when he was talking to Alex. Just one throwaway, just sarcastic comment. And I was like, okay, he's not an emotionless robot because he made a joke. But then he just does something like super practical, and then Alex is like, what happened to you? I think he literally said, what happened to you? So maybe that's the thing. And I just want to say maybe this is the thing. And then we saw like another scene with Amos when he's just doing some shit, but like he's just being Amos. He just does whatever he needs to be done. So that doesn't tell me anything, I don't think. Then they see the nukes, and they decide to go into the mission in order to stop whatever the fuck was happening, and they do so in a very creative manner, and I really liked it, which is they just cut the oxygen supply into the control room, and literally everyone inside the control room just starts asphyxiating. And even one of the guys, the guy with the beer, I think, he just goes to Fred Johnson, goes like, "You did this," and then Fred Johnson just slaps the gun away from him because he didn't really have much force, like much strength in order to like grip it, I guess. And then they both like tried to get in, and then they both passed out. Then the Rosie crew and as well as some other Tycho Station people broke in, and they went like, "Hey, what happened here?" And then they go and see Drummer being injured, and they go like, "Oh, treat her, medic, come here." And then they started treating her, and then I think they even went to Fred, and Fred was like, "Treat Drummer first," because she got shot, so she was in a more critical condition. Then they just rounded up the traitors. I think it was just 2 of them, because I think Drummer shot and killed 2 more, maybe 3, and I think that was just all of them. So, I really like that. There's some noise happening outside. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But I really like that Drummer literally just stood up, just with her wound, just after she put it like a bandage on it or something. She just stood up, she just took Holden's gun, and she just bam, bam, executed both of the assholes, just fucking walked away. And I'm just like, yeah, I like that. I don't... Like, there is the difference of, like, would I have done that? No. I would just kept them there and maybe interrogate them or whatever. I mean, interrogate what? There's just assholes trying to make a coup d'etat or something. But I think it's really cool for sure to just execute both of them because fuck you. You know? However, if we want to go down the rabbit hole of like Drummer might be not cool, maybe she executed them because they knew something. Maybe she was... I don't think she was with them. But maybe she executed them for some other reason other than just fuck them. But if she did execute them just because fuck them, I'm on board with that. I really am. Because fuck them. And I also think Drummer is kind of a badass. She's a bad bitch. She's cool. So that's what we have on that side of the story. That was pretty cool. So, okay, then we learn that, we learn that apparently the sample of the proto-molecule that we got the signal from came from Ganymede. And it's like, okay, so that beast thing that I saw was some proto-molecule shit. Makes sense. I assume as so. So they got the signal from Ganymede. Then they just start thinking of like, okay, so we know the proto-molecule came from Protogen, right? Protogen was working on it. So then they go, okay, so Protogen, who in Protogen was... Okay, so who worked for Protogen that we know of like a contractor or something? Okay, who has these degrees? Who, if any of these people can be found in Ganymede? And then they saw that there was one guy in Ganymede as a pediatrician. So then they go, okay, this guy. And when they said pediatrician, I'm like, oh, the kid that the guy sent to the doctor that morning, right? And then they looked at him to see a picture, to see a child. They see the child has some facial recognition shit, and then they find the child, and they find the dad, and the dad is in Tycho. So then they just go and find the dad. And immediately they just grab him, just like, oh, come with us. Bro. And then they just like, you're gonna talk. And it's like, I'm just a botanist, man. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Please don't hurt me. And then they go like, what do you know about Doctor whatever the fucking dude? I need to write down that name. Somebody will for me. But anyway, they just go tell us about this doctor. And he's like, he's my daughter's pediatrician. That's it. And he also said, that he also helped him with his research sometimes because he was a really gifted pediatrician. He just had a lot of knowledge. So he's just like, he also helped me a couple times on what I do. And then they just take whatever he had in his pocket, which was this like capsule thing, and they open it and he's some blue shit, and then it's just like a, what was it, like a soybean? It was just a bean. It was just a fucking nothing. And he just goes like, I'm a botanist. And they go like, all right, I guess it's just chill. I am very suspicious of that bean, though. I am very suspicious of that bean. And I'm very suspicious of everything this show shows me. So I'm suspicious of that bean. Anyway. So that happened. And they said, okay, so you're a parent, so I think you have like this like security system on your child where you're like, so you know what happens to your child at all times. And he was like, yeah, I guess so. So then they look at his phones, they look at the app, the child tracker app or whatever, and they just see that the child was seen being taken out of the hospital or the I don't know, the pediatrician, whatever, with the dude 1 hour before everything fell apart. So then they go, okay, your child might be alive because I think that guy knew some shit beforehand, and he also took your daughter. So where did he go? Where did he go? What happened? So then they go like, okay, we need to track down that guy. We're gonna go to Ganymede, see if we can find something about him. And then the pediatrician goes, if you're going to look for them, I'm coming with you. Because he has nothing. He just wants to see his child. I can respect that. So he just goes, I'm coming with you. And then we get a new party member. And the reason why I'm saying he's a new party member is because at the end of the well, I already consider him a new party member, but temporal. Now I think he's going to be permanent, unless he dies. He could die. But I think he's a new permanent party member because, first of all, he has a really, really good background story. He's very fucked. So that's good character. Second, at the end of the episode, Fred Johnson goes, okay, you're not coming back to Tycho. You're not going to be welcome here. We're not going to give you like supplies or anything. You're out. Which made me think they're not going to come back. So they're not going to drop the pediatrician here in Tycho again. So I'm assuming they're not going to drop him anywhere because he has nowhere to go. So I think he's just a party member now. I think we just have the pediatrician here as a replacement for Shed, I guess. I said pediatrician. What am I talking about? Botanist. Sorry, that was so confusing. It was so stupid. The botanist. Sorry, I haven't seen pediatrician for like 5 minutes now, haven't I? The pediatrician is a different character. But the botanist, man, I need to learn his name. Like, I don't want to look at the credits, and I also don't want to skim through the episode again, either. Because I don't remember where they even said it, or if they even said it. Okay, so I'm trusting Patreon people to just tell me before the next episode, okay? Do you have that one job telling me the name of the botanist man that is kind of a cool dad and now he has a cool scar too on this side of his head. If that scar stays the entire time, he's just badass immediately. He's just cool. So that makes him even cooler. He has cool style points. But I think he's just a party member now. He's just permanent party member, and he's probably the coolest party member. Him and Alex. Then Amos is very interesting. Naomi has dropped several levels, but it would be between the two of them, I guess. And I still think Holden is probably is Holden at the bottom? I don't know. Because Amos has gotten even more interesting over time, while Holden has gotten more annoying over time. I think that's just me though. I'm sure there's people who really like Holden. I don't even hate him, by the way. Even if I say anything of that matter, I'm not necessarily shitting on something. I'm just saying in terms of like preference, I am not a big fan of the lawful good. And then when the lawful good turns like a little bit darker, but he's still like lawful, it's like more annoying a little bit, you know? So that's how I feel about him. But I've heard also people have said or casually mentioned, and I'm just assuming this is the case, that Holden does go through some development more than maybe some other characters. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what are they gonna do with him, and I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop with the Naomi hiding the sample thing. That's gonna be really interesting. Oh yeah, there was that thing with Naomi and the fucking sample. I don't know if she destroyed it yet. I don't think she has. I think the entire episode she was like wondering, should I nuke it? Should I not? And then she didn't. Maybe I missed her pressing the button. There was one scene, even two, where Naomi was like, I'm looking at it, and there's the button to just send the missile and blow it up, and I don't think she ever pressed it. I don't think she did. I think we would have seen the missile or whatever she had, but I don't think she did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she launched it. I think it was just supposed to be a matter of like, she's thinking about it. She never did. So that kind of sucks. That's gonna come back to bite us in the ass for sure. I thought it would already done so by this point, but it didn't. So it's still a thing that is just hanging in the air. And it's just going to be terrible whenever Holden finds out that she's been hiding that. Anyway, the other thing that I want to bring up, and I'm not sure, I actually want to look again. Fred says, I don't have to let you leave, you know. With all the time and repairs I put into the ship, it's arguably more mine than yours. And Holden goes, we just saved your life, call it even. I know we have our differences, but if you find the pearl molecule on Ganymede, Holden goes, I sure as hell am not going to bring it back to you. And then Fred Johnson goes, then don't bother to come back here at all. You will no longer be welcome on Tycho. And then Holden goes, okay, I found the Naomi thing when she's looking at the torpedo thing. There's a launch torpedo button, and she's not pressing it. Okay, so Holden goes, you think you're still gonna be in charge when I get back? Which is it's a fun thing to say, because I'm like, I don't know if it will be. And then Holden goes, you said it yourself, the game has changed and you're not part of it anymore. I think that was it. And then Fred goes, you're free to go. Okay, so I'm getting a better understanding of that now. Because for a second I was wondering, I thought that he said don't come back because he was expecting for people to overthrow him and they were not going to be welcome they're not going to welcome the Rosie crew again. But no, he's just saying don't come back because we want the pearl molecule. And if you don't want to give the pearl molecule to us, then fuck you, we don't want you here anyway. So, okay, so that's what that is. Sure. We might still... I think we're still going to see Fred again. Maybe not as much as we have for the season, I guess. But I don't think it's out of the story. I think he's still going to have to matter to some degree. Yeah. I guess... But yeah, what he said is essentially... Don't come back because we're just not homies anymore, because you don't want to share the pearl molecule with us. We want to use it, you don't. So because it's this weird thing, because Fred has this thing of like, I will use the things that you put on my table in order to protect the belts, even if it's something that maybe nobody should use. So I'm gonna use it because the belts always get fucked, so I'm gonna use them anyway in order to make sure we don't get fucked. So Holden just goes like, all right, I'm just going to take the moral high ground and say that nobody should ever use it. So we're just going to go find it, destroy it, and that's what we're going to do. Okay? Okay. All right, so that's where the episode ended. We gain a new party member, I think. I think he's pretty cool. I really like him. Drummer executed 2 guys. That was pretty rad. Dawes cemented some doubt on Fred Johnson's people. A semi-coup that happened. We didn't get to see any of like Gunny and Bobby going to Earth and saying whatever she saw or what she didn't see. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I liked it. I liked it a lot because of the new character of the botanist. I did like him because immediately we established him in a setting that we knew, we just didn't see that side of it. And that's why at the very beginning, I was like, yo, that child is the person that we saw doing the signals 2 episodes ago. We're just seeing the other side of it. And now he's a character and he has like a even more fucked background. After the fucked background, he just got fucking double tapped. And he's just sad and depressed. And he's just like, I'm just a botanist, man. I just do gardening shit. What do you want me to do? But now he's a party member. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. I like that. I like that. That's a good D&D character right there. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I just had fun with it. I just enjoyed it. So yeah, we'll just see what happens next one then. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of The Expanse. If you would like to see next one as well as full length, you can do so over at Patreon. Maybe check first. We don't know. COVID is kind of uncertain for everyone. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.